It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast on this, the 21st day of May, 2025, coming to you from my studio in Forest, Virginia. That's in Bedford County, right outside of Lynchburg. Brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scootaround, and by Chillie's Cruises. Once again, folks, wasn't the biggest news day, a news couple days. We've just kind of been in a cycle like that lately where there's not a whole lot going on, at least a whole lot of stuff that's reportable. I try not to report on norovirus unless I just have to. And that seems like something every day there's an outbreak. But unless it's something major, I'm kind of letting those go. We do have some stories. This broke actually on the show on Monday, and it's our lead story today. A cruise ship captain dies suddenly during an Asia sailing. Also, this morning, a 22-year-old cruise passenger was struck by a propeller on an excursion. Star of the Sea starts its sea trials. 2 cruise passengers were evacuated by Indonesia emergency folks. Not something that we talk about a whole lot. And finally today, folks, a petition fails in Juneau. So we'll talk about that and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Okay, today is National Strawberry and Cream Day. I just cut up strawberries last night, as a matter of fact. Have a bowl of strawberries ready in the refrigerator, which we'll probably use some of them today, possibly tonight. But yeah, that's one of my few jobs for the kitchen. Amanda is allergic to strawberries, so she can't cut them up or anything. So when we get strawberries in, I cut them up and make a bowl of strawberries and sweeten them up and have them ready to use on any number of things. So I'm celebrating today's National Strawberry and Cream Day, even though I started the day early. All right, this day in history, folks, in 1901, the state of Connecticut, we don't talk about Connecticut very much. Connecticut passed the first speed limit legislation in the United States. Motor vehicles were restricted to a maximum of 12 miles an hour in the city and 15 miles an hour on the country roads. The first speed limits in 1901. I found that one interesting. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the old fat guy. We do this 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then when news dictates, we might do shows on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or multiple shows on multiple days, whatever the things lead us to. And of course, when I'm traveling, if I ever get back to traveling again, then the schedule gets all up in the air because of travel schedules and, where I am on cruise ships and ports of call. And so there's always flexibility in my schedule. All right, so I have several things to go over this morning before the show starts. So we're going to get started. Why don't I stumble around on words a little bit? We're going to get started first with with Bethany again. You know, we started talking about her Alaska trip last minute, one of those last minute trips where literally she threw stuff in a suitcase, jumped on an airplane, and she's in Alaska. All right, catching up with Bethany Bartley on the Nordam up in Alaska. On Monday night was a dressy night for dinner. Bethany started the meal off with escargot, then succulent beef tenderloin with grilled shrimp, and finished up with Black Forest cake for dessert, and ended the day with a captain's toast. Tuesday was Glacier Bay National Park Day on the Nordam. One of the highlights was a chance to warm up with some of Nordam's famous split pea soup. An awesome program by the Rangers. Dinner Tuesday night started off with French onion soup, Wiener Schnitzel, and chocolate whiskey cake. We'll be back with more from Bethany on Friday. All right, so now I've got a couple questions. Some of you might have the answers to these and other questions. First of all, I still don't know. Cindy's back home now. Cindy and the girls. She sailed with the girls. Now, you notice one of the girls is missing. So they took Nick along, I guess. So you had the 3 girls and Nick instead of the 4 girls. So I still don't know how that happened yet. So I'm dying to find out. And I'm hoping that Cindy and I might be able to get together maybe one evening for 15 minutes and let me do a little bit of interview about the Islander. So hopefully that will happen. Anyway, they're back home now. I'm sure she'll be with us this morning if she can. Now, here's the one that I was totally baffled on because I thought I was following what my buddy Justin, Mr. Bucket List, what he did all the time. All of a sudden, he pops up on a damn horse in Maui. When did he get to Hawaii? I mean, that wasn't like yesterday, was it? If it was, man, I missed something totally on that one. So, anyway, Justin's riding a horse in Maui, and I got to find out how and why. So, Justin, if you happen to listen in on this show, call me or let me know when you're available because we have to talk. I got to find out about Hawaii now. I had not a clue that you were in Hawaii. So, I don't follow everything you do, but, most of it. So, anyway, all right. That takes care of the silliness. We'll get to a little bit of news now. After a quick break, come on, tongue. After a quick break from one of my fine network sponsors, I'll be back in just a second. All right, of course, the lead story comes from Princess. Princess Cruises is mourning the sudden death of Captain Michel Bartolome, who passed away unexpectedly on board Diamond Princess early on May 19th while the ship was docked in Keelung, Taiwan. The 52-year-old captain was at the helm of a 19-night sailing through Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and China when a medical emergency occurred during the early morning. Passengers recall being awakened around 2 a.m. by a shipwide call for a medical team. Hours later, the heartbreaking news was confirmed in a public announcement and a letter delivered to the staterooms. Staff Captain Salvatore Massera, a 25-year-old Princess Cruises veteran, is now in command of the vessel. A young woman is in critical condition after falling from a boat during an excursion on a Bahamas cruise. Hannah Smith, age 22, from Memphis, was on a Carnival cruise with a friend celebrating her recent college graduation. After falling into the water, it is thought she came in contact with the tour boat's propeller and suffered extensive injuries. Childhood friend Brooklyn Petra, who helped pull her back onto the boat, noted that there was a lot of blood in the water. She was rushed to Nassau, Bahamas Hospital, where she underwent 2 surgeries. After her mother and sister arrived in the Bahamas, she was airlifted to a trauma center in the U.S. with more surgeries planned. Discover Paradise, 4th night free and up to $750 resort credit. Are you looking for a family-friendly vacation? Look no further. Atlantis Paradise Island, a lush oceanside resort located on Paradise Island in the Bahamas, is a dynamic destination offering an array of family-friendly experiences, exciting new partnerships, and unmatched entertainment. Explore endless fun at Atlantis, from 5 miles of white sand beaches and crystal blue water, Aquaventure Water Park, innovative cuisine, to dynamic experiences for everyone. Atlantis has 5 unique lodging options: the multi-generational family fun ambiance of the Coral, the iconic new renovated towers of the Royal, waterside villas and harborside resort, all-suite luxury accommodations at the Cove, and family-friendly residential style living at the Reef. Pick the one that fits you the best. Start your vacation countdown now. Discover Paradise, 4th night free and up to $750 resort credit at the Atlantis Paradise Island. Just give me a call, 434-258-9264. All right, that's Paradise over there in Nassau. Okay, so I just glanced over at the chat room. Mike says, "You're looking quite well, Chillie." Well, thank you, Mike. I feel back to normal. Started yesterday. Yeah, I still might cough a little. I still have some congestion way down deep in my lungs. But I feel literally back to normal. So, yes, I feel good again. So, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Royal Caribbean's next mega ship has officially hit the water for testing. Star of the Seas, the second vessel in the cruise line's new Icon class, began sea trials this week after departing the Meyer Turku shipyard in Finland on the 19th. The trials mark one of the final milestones before the ship's debut later this summer, and was shared by the shipyard on its social media accounts. Star of the Seas departed our shipyard early Monday morning to begin her sea trials, Meyer Turku posted. We wish her and her crew sunny skies and smooth sailing. The trials will last several days and are designed to evaluate key ship systems, including navigation, propulsion, and onboard safety under real-life sea conditions. Indonesian authorities launched an emergency medical evacuation over the weekend after 2 passengers aboard a cruise ship sailing off the coast of Aceh province fell seriously ill. The passengers, identified as Herbert Ronald, an 86-year-old German national, and Yulia, a 43-year-old Russian woman who was 15 weeks pregnant, were traveling on Mein Schiff 6 en route to Port Klang, Malaysia. The National Search and Rescue Agency of Indonesia confirmed that the operation was conducted following a call from the ship requesting immediate medical assistance. According to preliminary assessments on board, Ronald was suffering from complications related to hypertension and diabetes, while Yulia had experienced a nosebleed linked to her pregnancy, raising concerns among the ship's medical team. In response, the authorities dispatched a rescue vessel. The cruise ship was approximately 7 nautical miles northwest of the port at the time of the operation. Both passengers were safely evacuated from the ship and transported to medical facilities. I'm not sure what happened to the audio there. They were transported to medical facilities and were doing well, I believe was the end of the sentence. Anyway, congratulations to all those folks. Obviously, they have some different rules over there because they use names and ages and stuff than we have in this country or most of this part of the world. But anyway, that was interesting at least. Alaska's capital city, Juneau, won't be passing a strict range of cruise ship limits after the most recent petition has failed to gather enough signatures to move on to the next legislative step. According to KTOO Radio, the petition was required to gather 2,720 signatures from qualified Juneau voters by the deadline of May 19th, but failed to do so. In the meantime, plans are moving ahead for a 5th cruise ship dock in Juneau to be developed by the Huna Totem Corporation in the city's downtown area. The dock will include underground parking, retail space, and a welcome center, all slated to open for the 2026 sailing season. You've only got 10 days left to get discounts on our most popular rental locations nationwide. Book an equipment rental by May 31st to take advantage of these limited time promotions. The rental can take place anytime within the next 90 days. In Orlando, 15% off, valid through May 31st. Las Vegas, 15% off through May 31st. LA and Anaheim, 15% off, valid through May 31st. And San Diego, 15% off through May 31st. Just call Scootaround at 888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rates. All right, guys, that's going to actually put an end to the news portion of today's show. Told you it was a little light on news today. Let's go over and see who's fussing at me in the chat room. All right. Uh-oh. That's an ex-person with us that I don't know. Darbo Sarjo is a very appreciated from your side. Okay, thank you very much for being with us. Also from X is Mia Linda. Hello. Hello to you too. Hot Air Tom is with us. It's Happy Hump Day. Gary Older Than Dirt is with us. Hey, Gary. There's Kenneth. Kenneth up in Pennsylvania. Is it still snowing up there, Kenneth? Bob's with us. Good morning, Bob. There's Mike. I already mentioned Mike saying that I look quite well. Thank you for that. Roger says, all 3 children are there in Jacksonville watching. Well, to all of Roger's kids, hi, y'all. Roger, I will tell you that I attempted to find out about the cruise. Why is Kenneth still out there? I didn't mean to do that. I looked into the cruise that you're going on the Gem on the 3rd of November. And until they come up with some kind of deal for solo, it's way too expensive for what I would be getting as a solo traveler. So I've got it monitored. I'm monitoring it. So if they come up with a good solo deal or a no solo supplement, couple days of it, I'll jump all over it. But, I'm not paying what they wanted me to pay for, number one, a shorter cruise and solo. And, we're talking $300 a day. Yeah, no, not for an inside cabin. No, not going to do that. So, as much as I would like to sail with Roger and his son, that it's going to be on that one that I have not sailed with yet, that would have been fun. But when we'll see, I might still luck into it as well. Todd says good morning to everybody. Well, there's amigo John up in Crookston, Minnesota, where it's been unseasonably warm. Kenneth says, hey, John, how you doing? There's Katie is with us. Good morning, Katie. John says, I'm good, thanks. I have to call John here in a few minutes. If you're around, John, you could go scuba diving with Sam. Yeah, well, I haven't scuba dived in about, let me think. I was probably, the last time I scuba dived, I was 24 or 5. So that's been, 40 years ago or longer? A long time. I don't think I can scuba dive anymore. But one of the reasons is because of the stupid chair. Getting the chair on a boat, it's not equipped for wheelchairs. It's not easy to do. So, So Mike says, John, pleased to hear that. Oh, okay. That's back to John. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. As always, thank you for being here. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. That helps us out a bunch. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so and take this as my invitation to join us. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is the normal day at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then we could do other days as well, depending on the news schedule. We're just in a slow down period right now for some reason. Who knows? And it's liable to break loose tonight. You never can tell. So, all right, guys, that's going to end it for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas like a bunch of us have done recently. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see everybody back here on Friday if I don't see you sooner. See y'all later.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.